Michigan, fondly known as the Great Lakes State, stands as one of the most captivating destinations in the United States, celebrated for its breathtaking natural beauty and awe-inspiring landscapes. This state boasts an impressive freshwater coastline stretching over 3,288 miles, wrapping around 4 of the 5 Great Lakes. It's a unique geographical wonder that draws millions of visitors each year with its serene and expansive shores. During the summer, Michigan's stunning beaches become a haven for those seeking peace and relaxation by the water, while winter transforms the region into a playground for outdoor enthusiasts. Activities like skiing and ice fishing on the frozen lakes offer memorable experiences for both locals and visitors alike. With its lush forests, dramatic gorges, and expansive lakes, Michigan offers boundless recreational opportunities for anyone who loves the outdoors. Even its bustling cities, like Detroit and Grand Rapids, add to the state's appeal. These urban areas combine the excitement of professional sports, a vibrant food scene, and a thriving arts culture, making Michigan as culturally rich as it is naturally beautiful. Yet, beneath Michigan's allure lies a side that isn't as sparkling, a side shaped by the realities and challenges often hidden in the shadows of its natural and cultural splendor. Though Michigan's average home prices remain more affordable than the national average, significant disparities exist across different regions, particularly in major cities like Detroit. Here, the complex issues of urban poverty and homelessness are evident, underscoring the socioeconomic challenges faced by thousands. Industrial pollution in some areas poses another serious concern, threatening both environmental health and the quality of the Great Lakes, an invaluable natural resource for the state. High poverty rates in specific regions of Michigan compound local hardships, adding layers of social challenges that require focused attention. Infrastructure issues add yet another obstacle. Michigan's roads are among the worst in the nation. Potholes and crumbling concrete force drivers to exercise caution, and a recent transportation report estimated that about 40% of Michigan's roads are in poor condition, with only about 25% rated as good. Cities like Detroit, Benton Harbor, and other struggling urban neighborhoods face significant issues, from homelessness and poverty to organized crime that further complicates the lives of residents. Beyond the skyline of modern high-rises and commercial hubs, Michigan harbors pockets of severe poverty. Detroit, once the booming epicenter of the global automotive industry, has faced a steep economic decline since major factories outsourced jobs overseas. This shift triggered waves of unemployment, which, in turn, has led to a sharp rise in homelessness. Northwestern Michigan recorded a staggering 56% increase in homelessness between 2021 and 2022, and in northern areas, only 2 year-round shelters are available to serve those without housing. In Detroit and other large cities, the economic divide is painfully visible. In some neighborhoods, poverty rates exceed 40%, creating grim circumstances where finding stable employment or affordable housing is a daunting challenge. Many families are forced to live on the streets or depend on emergency shelters, which often lack the capacity to meet demand. The situation only worsens in winter, as freezing temperatures, sometimes dipping to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, pose a dangerous threat to the homeless population, adding urgency to Michigan's growing humanitarian crisis. In the past 5 years, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Detroit has pursued over 40 cases tied to approximately 30 human trafficking operations, targeting victims as young as 13 up to 29 years old. This January, a father and son in Detroit received prison sentences totaling more than 24 years after authorities uncovered a drug house they operated where women were subjected to violence and forced into sex work under the influence of drugs. The son was sentenced to 15 years, while his father received 9 1/4 years. In a chilling case in September, a 70-year-old Detroit man was sentenced to 20 years for imprisoning teenage girls and young women in a locked house, where he gave them drugs, forced them into prostitution, and violently punished those who resisted. Just a few months earlier, in July, a 40-year-old man was sentenced to 15 years for exploiting 6 women by addicting them to heroin and crack cocaine, then withholding their access to drugs to control their actions. Organized crime has a long and complex history in Michigan's larger cities, particularly in Detroit. During Prohibition, Sicilian mafia groups infiltrated the city, smuggling alcohol across the Canadian border into the United States. Since then, various mafia families and local gangs have claimed certain territories, especially in the 1980s, when the surge in cocaine trafficking led to a spike in violent crimes. While much of downtown Detroit has undergone a substantial revival, traces of these criminal networks remain visible, especially in areas prone to violent and property crime. Today, Benton Harbor, a small city in Michigan, confronts a wave of violent crime that has put the safety of its residents at severe risk. In 2023, Benton Harbor's violent crime rate reached 26.72 per 1,000 residents, a rate that includes murder, robbery, and assault. This statistic reflects a crime level that is 169% higher than the national average, making Benton Harbor the most dangerous city in Michigan and leaving its residents living in daily fear for their safety. Many wonder why Benton Harbor's crime rate is so high, and available data provides sobering insights. In 2023, the city recorded 4 murders, 15 robberies, 196 assaults, and 56 burglaries. This high crime rate is linked closely to the area's staggering poverty rate, which, at nearly 44%, underscores a community in economic distress. With limited job opportunities, many residents struggle to make ends meet, and desperation often leads to rising crime rates as people feel increasingly hopeless. In addition to economic woes, a lack of access to resources and social support systems exacerbates Benton Harbor's situation. Limited educational and assistance programs make it difficult for residents to break free from cycles of poverty. This scarcity of support fuels a climate where insecurity and violence become woven into daily life. Addressing these deep-rooted challenges will require a concerted effort from both government and community organizations to create job opportunities, enhance educational programs, and offer social support, giving Benton Harbor's residents a path toward a safer and more stable future. Drug addiction has become a major crisis in Michigan, especially in urban areas like Detroit. As industrial factories shut down, many parts of Detroit turned into ghost towns, plagued by poverty and unemployment. The lack of stable job opportunities has driven some residents toward drugs as an escape. The cocaine boom of the 1980s left a legacy of substance abuse that persists today, with opioids and fentanyl dominating the black market, leading to high rates of overdose and drug-related deaths. The toll of addiction on Michigan is staggering, affecting both public health and the economy. Addiction not only brings illness and loss of life, but also places a massive strain on state resources for rehabilitation and healthcare services. For residents caught in the cycle of addiction, access to adequate medical treatment is often limited, especially in remote areas where healthcare facilities are few and far between. In Detroit, violent crime rates are reported to be 5 times the national average, marking the city as one of the most dangerous in the United States. In response, the government has allocated $1 million toward investigating unsolved crimes and launched cold case programs in partnership with local universities like Western Michigan University. Yet, the challenges remain significant. With numerous cases still unresolved, residents in certain areas feel vulnerable, constantly on alert for their safety. Aside from the social and economic issues, visitors to Michigan in the summer often encounter crowded conditions at popular beaches along the Great Lakes. High water levels and a constant influx of tourists can make these beaches feel cramped. To secure a spot by the water, beachgoers need to arrive early or be prepared for long lines and limited parking. Extreme weather changes add yet another challenge for both residents and visitors. In northern areas, such as Houghton in the Upper Peninsula, weather can be highly unpredictable. Known for receiving double the snowfall of Buffalo, New York, Houghton also endures drastic temperature fluctuations throughout the year. Michigan's winters are famously long and bitterly cold, with temperatures frequently plunging below freezing, making it essential for residents to stay prepared for the harshest of conditions. Whether it's battling the relentless winters or navigating the bustle of peak summer, Michigan presents a landscape as challenging as it is beautiful, offering a mix of rewards and trials for those who call it home or come to explore its wonders.